to the channel, welcome to Erik Talks. I'm Erik. Guys, first, if you follow the channel, I want to apologize for not uploading videos lately. It's been 2 weeks since I posted my last video, but I'm back. And today I want to answer a question. Should you still buy the GG1000 Mudmaster that came out in 2016 in 2022? I don't know, let's find out. First of all, if you're looking for a short video, if you're looking for a video that talks about the specs and features and all that kind of stuff about the Mudmaster GG1000, this video is not it. This is more a video about me talking about my personal experience to tell you the things that I like and I don't like about this watch, and if this watch is worth your time after being 6 years old. Anyway, that being said, the best way that I know of letting you know if this watch is worth it or not is to compare it with its newer version. This is the GG1000, the new Mudmaster, and it was released in 2019, and this was released in 2016, the GG1000. For the purpose of this video, I'm gonna be calling the older version the Mudmaster 1 and the GG1000 Mudmaster 2. So before I start with the comparison, I'm gonna tell you a little bit of a story. I've owned this watch many times. This is the 4th time that comes back to my collection. I'm a watch enthusiast, and I heard of a few people that do the same thing that I do. I buy watches, I sell them, then I buy them again. And for me, when a watch comes back to my collection, it means that it's special. This watch is very special. For some reason, always end up buying it again, and every time that I get it, I feel like it's a brand new watch. Like, I love it, like I never had it before. That's one of the beauties of this watch. Believe it or not, I was not looking to get another Mudmaster, but this one came across, and believe it or not, I paid $80 for this watch. This watch retails for $320 even now in 2022. $80, I could not let it pass. All right guys, so now it's time to start with the comparison. On one side, I have the Master 1, and on the other side, I have the Master 2. When it comes to styling, these watches are pretty similar. They share the same DNA and they look like they are related. And of course, it's because they share the same name, the Mudmaster. There's many Mudmasters out there, but anyway, I'm not gonna be talking about those watches. I'm gonna be talking about the watches that pretty much anyone can own just because they're kind of like in the middle. They both go between $300 and $400, so I think it's a perfect way to make a comparison between these two watches. So let's talk about the Mudmaster 1. Yes, the styling looks a little bit outdated. It's because it's 6 years old, guys, and the Master 2, it looks newer just because it has the carbon fiber, is a little bit more refined, and when it comes to weight, the Master 2, it's a little bit lighter than the Master 1. In my opinion, when I first grabbed the Master 2, it felt a little bit too light, and it kind of made me feel like I was getting a cheaper watch. You understand that because of the carbon fiber, it's supposed to be lighter. The Master 1, it's a little bit heavier, and it's a watch that no matter how long you wear this watch, you always gonna notice it. Monster watch is big. If you have a really small wrist, I don't know, you might not be as comfortable with it just because, I don't know, you can feel it a lot. Even me that I have a 7-inch wrist, which I consider to be average, it's a little bit heavy, but I don't know, I think it looks amazing. I mean, all right, about styling, they're pretty similar. They feel about the same. Not much difference there. When it comes to functionality, yes, this one, it's ahead. The Master 2 is a lot better when it comes to functionality. It has this step tracker and I don't know, a few things that you cannot do with the classic Mudmaster 1. Believe it or not, when I first got the Master 2, I felt like those functions were amazing. I was really amazed with the fact that you can pair it with your phone, but it's missing the classicness of a G-Shock. In a time where there's a lot of smartwatches, everything it's required to be paired with your phone, I think the Mudmaster 1 shines. It's nice to not have a watch that is connected to your watch, if you get me. It's more like a tool watch. It is what it is. It's just a watch. It's not doing anything fancy. It's just a rugged the watch. I thought I was gonna be using a lot more of the options of the Master 2, like the step tracker and other functions that this watch has, but I don't really use them. I just use it for the time, alarms, chronometer, something that this watch does, and it does really great. Anyway, that being said, the Master 1 is not by any means perfect. Well, I mean, the Master 1, it's missing a backlight on the digital screen. Like, I don't know if you can see through the camera, but it only has one LED light at the bottom, and that's it. When it's dark, you cannot really use the digital display. If you cover the watch completely, and if you click the light, you can kind of see the digital display. But anyway, that's a minor thing. The Master 2 improved that function. Like, it has a LED backlight behind the digital display, and you can now move the hands of the watch away from the screen if you need to use the digital display. I think that's something that also the Mudmaster 1 was missing. Again, it's not a deal breaker. All right, guys, if I'm being 100% honest, not long ago I made a video of the Mudmaster 2 about how the hands stopped working. It seems to be a pretty common problem within this watch. That's one of the things that kind of made me not be so interested in the newer version, just because it seems to be a problem that everybody's experiencing. And it only tells you that this watch is more fragile. I mean, it's understandable, because when something involves a lot more technology, it's a lot more complicated, and many things can go wrong. I heard of a few people not being able to pair this watch to their phone. For this watch, it's really vital that you connect it to your phone if you want to be able to enjoy all of the features. And I think that's where the Master 1 shines. You don't need a phone. You don't need nothing but battery. I know that's a deal breaker for many people. I mean, this one and this one are battery powered, but believe me, the time that I have owned Mudmasters, for about a year and a half, I have not run out of battery. Anyway, it seems fairly easy to replace the battery on the Master 1. I also heard that replacing the battery in the Master 2 is a little bit more complicated. Not impossible, but more complicated. So in my opinion, that's extra points for the Master 1, just because you don't need a phone. The battery is long lasting, and if you need to replace it, it's easy to do. So to answer the question, is this watch still worth your time in 2022? In my opinion, it is. It's a watch that, even though it looks a little bit older now, it has a great style. It's so good looking. It's super good looking. This watch has a compass, it has thermometer, world time, chronometer, timer, alarms, and in my opinion, that's pretty much all you need when having a watch. The less you have to worry about, the better. Alright guys, and that's how we reached the end of this video. If I had to choose between the Master 1 and Master 2, I think I would go with the Master 1. Just because it's less complicated, they kind of look the same, and there's less things to worry about. I really hope, if you're thinking of buying a Mudmaster 1, I really hope this video helps you out. If you have any questions about the watch, just let me know. If you like this type of content, consider subscribing to the channel. I talk about watches, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Bye.